How do you plan on making school environments, this is from a student, how do you plan on making school environments feel warm and safe for everyone in it? How are you going to fix the prison-like state of the school system? Are you going to do anything about poor student mental and emotional health?
Okay, so there's a lot in there. So basically, I think we have to be, there's a lot that's gone on over the last 6 months, and I think we need some new voices on the board. And I have the experience being on the city council in the past 16 years, serving as your mayor, being an investigator with the state of Connecticut. What I would do is give the superintendent goals. And over the first year, we need better accountability. We need a better understanding of feedback between our parents, our students. We need to open up religious groups and churches to connect them better to our schools and our parents and our students. And I think we also need to pay better attention and dialogue to what the parents and the students are saying. And that's by having availability of the candidates or elected board members. Sorry. It's like speed talking.
So I think it's very important that the Board of Education continue moving forward with the restorative practices that we adopted. Many years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, we were told that our district would be fully implemented with restorative practices. And restorative practices in a nutshell is that students aren't punished necessarily, they have a chance to talk it out. They conference, and the situations that are arising, like prison-like environments, that's unacceptable. I've been fighting for that in my long tenure on the board. We want to include students in our hiring decisions, put them on hiring committees. We've talked a lot about some things that we want to include students into. However, sometimes things don't get implemented. So I would like to work with the superintendent and with the new board in pushing restorative practices and working really hard so that our students do have a voice and that we do listen to them. I was one of the board members who had the Board of Ed member on our board. That was a policy that I implemented many years ago. So more of that, we need to include students as much as possible and respect their opinions.
Thank you, Mr. Catella.
Thank you, and thank you to the League of Women Voters for hosting us tonight. There is an awful lot packed into that question. One of the things I think we need to do a better job of realizing, and I know this is a trite expression, but it truly does take a village. And for a lot of these children and a lot of the issues they face, these are not school issues. These are best solved by the community working together. So what can we do about that? We can reach out to and do a much better job involving churches, involving sports leagues, every place that children congregate. And in all of their activities, it's important to communicate a concise message of what's expected and what we can do to help children reach that. Sadly, the prison-like atmosphere.
Okay,
Sorry.
Thank you very much. As I said, there'll be time in the lobby.
Right now, that we have a student that sits on the board, and I think it's important that the board continues to hear the voices of our students at the high school. It's really one of the only times where we get the input from the students in a formal setting like the board meeting, and I think it's very important that we continue to bring students either to us, or maybe we could have certain days where the board members could be invited into the school. I know we are invited into many classes that are going on, or new classes, and I'd like to make more of an effort to come in and see specific examples.
Thank you.
So I want to address the mental and emotional well-being. When it comes to ensuring student success, mental health matters. And educators as well as administrators need to get involved in that effort. Schools have a tremendous advantage of being major hubs in children's lives. We need to initiate conversations with local community providers and begin to take meaningful steps towards improving our mental health system so that our children are afforded the continuum of care that they deserve.
Thank you. And Mr. Dowdy.
So in addition to reaching out to our community in all our schools, our community has to be welcome inside of our schools. We need to bring the community to our schools. So at the high school, we have a culinary program. And each Friday, they're having an open sort of lunch session. It's $4 or $5 for a meal. Bring the community into the school and show them what we're doing. We have a lot of positive things in our community. Partner, more partners. So reach out and bring in both at the same time.
Thank you, Mr. Dowding.